Hello, it's Vi. This is going to be the tiniest of playtests. I'm just going to jump into this real quick to check out at least a couple of the changes you made here. Very first thing I noticed when I launched the game, currently it's a window and it fully steals the mouse away from me, which I can't get back in order to, for instance, move the window or interact with other things in Windows unless I hit like Alt-Tab, something like that. It's pretty annoying, so you might want to find some way to not have that happen. I don't know what the solution for that is. Sometimes you can have like a button you press that unlocks the mouse or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what other games do, but that's what occurred to me. Let's go ahead and check out this. We've got windowed mode. Exclusive full screen is of course what I want. VSync off is also what I want. Let's set that. Oh, I don't think I have to set that if I set it to exclusive full screen, right? So switched item on pickup. I don't know what this down here is. Oh, okay. So my monitor doesn't have a lot of contrast around like near white colors, so I almost can't read this at all versus return there. I would suggest, I guess that's, can I control that? I don't know why this is like highlighted or whatever that is, but yeah, I almost can't read that. Just point that out, but go ahead and click on save. Okay, now I tried clicking on this before, I think, and it wouldn't let me. I guess because I changed something. I see what it is. Okay, so it's trying to like, what do we call this? Like gray it out or whatever, except it's like white. It kind of looks like a highlight to me because it's so bright. I would suggest doing like a gray or something instead of a bright white. I think that would make more sense. But in any case, yeah, so we have, is this, I don't think it's a native resolution. I think it's going to force me to actually select that. Okay, yeah, so I mean, sometimes I've noticed this in like other games that I've played that a lot of the time, as soon as you put it in full screen mode, like the resolution thing just doesn't even work anymore. It just kind of automatically, the resolution setting, it just automatically switches to native or whatever. But this makes sense. I mean, especially if you want to get like a lower resolution if you have a terrible PC or something, I guess. I don't know why other games don't work that way, but let's go ahead and click on return then and start. So this should, all right, these are all locked. We still get the info, but okay. So basically, mostly interested in the amount of input latency. So I think it's clearly less than it was before. It was a little while ago when I played. I still feel like there's a little bit of latency though. I think we want this lower. I don't know what happened here. Wait. Okay. I don't know what's going on in the background. Is that okay? So field of view, I expect that to move the visuals when I play with this. This, I don't know what that's doing in the background there. That's clearly bonkers. Whoa. All right, yeah, so it's doing weird stuff with the camera there, I guess. I guess I have to click on save. It's one of the things that kind of annoyed me last time I played, actually, is the fact that I always have to click on save after I change something. I know it sort of makes sense. And sort of a logical way to do that, but I think most games don't actually do that. Like I think they have it set up so like if you click on discard, then it'll discard the changes, but if you just kind of like go back, I guess you have it set up so you can't. Well, I can hit escape. Okay, so I can hit escape to go back, which is okay. So that's what I usually do in other games. So like I go in, I change the thing, then I just hit escape because it's easier to it's faster and easier to get back into the game. So I think what other games do is that if you change something and you don't hit discard, even if you don't click on save or apply or whatever, it ends up applying the changes when you try to return to the game. So in my opinion, that's just a nicer way to do it. That's how I would probably do it myself. But so I do see screen tearing, so VSync is off. So that's the important thing. Yeah, I'm not sure like what the FPS is right now. It'd be nice to have like an FPS counter because that is also relevant to your input latency, of course. I don't know if it's being locked to a certain value or whatever, but of course the more FPS you can render, the lower it'll make your input latency because you get a more updated view on your screen, of course. Yeah, this is obviously better than it was. So I guess you've changed somewhat the movement, so you can't run. Okay, so now we have side dash. I think you could run. Actually, no, I can't remember right. I have a terrible memory. If you haven't noticed, but you can run forward. You can't run sideways and backwards. I'm not sure if it was like that before. I think you might have changed that. So you have a proper dodge now. Yeah, I think you did change that, because I think it was more like circle strafing while holding down before. Something like that. Wow, there's a lot going on. Kind of loud, the sound effects. I'm not playing this too seriously. Obviously, I'm like talking the whole time, so. A little hard to see when you've got the flames in your face. What the hell was that? Yeah, I think just, you know, a very brief first impression, this seems to work a little bit nicer. It's just kind of compartmentalizes your movement into like a little dash. Kind of makes dodging seem to make a little more sense rather than like I said, constantly circle strafing or whatever. That seems to make sense. But so one of the things I was curious about that I wanted to check out in the game here was the inertia on the player. So it's not as bad because of what I mentioned, because you're not just like circle strafing constantly. But I noticed like when I'm running, I try to change direction, it really has like a lot of lag. I mean, I'm calling it lag, but just the inertia on changing your motion, it doesn't feel very good in my opinion. I mean, it has like a little bit of weight to it, I guess, but I would just much rather have that be more responsive. I don't know if that was intentional. To have that stuck in the wall, that was kind of cool. This is way too particular. Like I don't want to have to like have pixel perfect aiming to pick this up. This should just be like a big collider. It's a bit messy, but yeah, like if I try and change direction, I just have to wait for a moment before my inertia catches up. That just feels annoying in my opinion. I don't think that's adding anything to the game. Yeah, moving slow, you don't see as much of that. I don't know, maybe I have just like some kind of different inertia settings for running, but yeah, that just feels weird in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I do like the dodging based on, you know, first impressions. I think that was a good choice. So hopefully this was helpful for you. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm not actually going to try and properly play this. I don't know if you changed the throwing mechanics at all. Oh, I think you changed it so you can throw it sooner. Like before you had to hold it until it went out all the way and then let go. Okay. So personally, I still like the idea of holding the right mouse button and then clicking with the left mouse button. That would feel so much better to me. And that lets you cancel it, like if you don't want to do it, that kind of thing. You could just let go of the right mouse button to cancel it. Oh, wait a minute. I think that was my right mouse button messing up because the button is kind of failing a bit, so I think it just threw it when I didn't want it to, but it's just my mouse. Yeah, that's all I'm going to give for feedback for now, but hopefully this was helpful in some way. I think it's an improvement. Like I said, I'd like to have FPS counter because I feel like it's not like... It's responsive, but maybe it's possible to get the latency a little bit lower, and without seeing the FPS, I'm not really sure if that's, you know, just a matter of how fast my computer's rendering it or whatever. So that would be my suggestion. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one.